CPI has quite a library now of books. Most of them are written by the founder, Caleb Maupin, and there are others that are written by other members and produced in different ways to represent the organization. And there's all kinds of topics because the Center for Political Innovation is basically an educational and political think tank. You know, it's important to learn and to understand more, not only of the world we live in now, but the history. And Caleb does an excellent job in doing the research in various topics that he's an expert on technically. And he's also willing to admit if he makes mistakes, he'll make those corrections, and he'll do it publicly or in future books or in future republished books. And CPI is also going to go sometimes into archives and find books that are out of the public, or that are in the public domain, I should say, and can be republished. The very first one was The Green Book by Muammar Gaddafi, who was definitely someone that, you know, many U.S. Americans still don't understand more of that story. And I think one of the things that is misunderstood in the U.S. American culture is that no culture, no government, as far as I know, at any time in history, let alone currently, is perfect. And there are corrupt elements and there are mistakes that are made. And there's, you know, at CPI, we don't deny any of this. But we shouldn't overlook, you know, obviously things that are in our own society, in our own country, that we should change. And we can do better than the system that we have now. And it does seem like when you have an anti-imperialist approach, you're focused more on economic development. That doesn't mean everything's perfect and some horrible things might not happen here and there, or that you don't make mistakes, because it's just the perfect way to go, right? Economic development. Instead of imperialism that's focused on war and colonization and making billions of dollars for people at the top of the economic system. Yeah, it is more sensible to focus on economic development internally as well as help others, right? Even just your fellow citizens, rather than, you know, tear them down or to put certain egos on a pedestal and marginalize others. And, you know, many of us know what it's like to be the new kid in town, to be the underdog, to be underrated and underpaid, may I add, in many respects. And there's abundance for all in this world. Everyone can experience and enjoy the abundance of resources and what is called money and income and wealth, whatever. You know, it shouldn't just be primarily for those so-called at the top. And so that's one of the things also CPI is focused on, is we have a 4-point economic plan. And it is about things that should be, at the very least, contemplated and considered, if not put into action. But it does require an actual real movement, not a fake movement, a real movement of a significant number of people coming together to demand a government of action for working families. And that can also, of course, include small businesses and worker cooperatives and all kinds of things. It's how we do this, right, that is important. And we don't have to see the majority of people needlessly have to struggle with this. And it, you know, the time will come where enough people will understand that, and it will happen. No one can predict exactly when and some of the details how, except that we do know that it will be nonviolent, because that's the only way it'll work. It's the anti-imperialists focused on a totally, completely different attitude about how to approach everything. And that's where the U.S. needs to be. And that's what the Center for Political Innovation focuses on. We do need a government of action for working families. And you can be a part of it. Join us, support us, or both. CPIUSA.org. Check out the books there, the PDFs. You can also go to calebmaupinbooks.net/books and see the vast repertoire of books that is offered on numerous subjects throughout history, around the world, and here at home, and currently as well, a subject matter that either is a more current interest or is both important to understand from a past perspective and see it in the current perspective. Have a great day.